Welcome to the Rebound Las Vegas, our ongoing series designed to get you back to work and back in business. I'm Trisha Keene. We'll spend the next 30 minutes showcasing hot jobs, talking about ways to keep your family safe, and we'll also look at ways to manage that stress so many are feeling. Here are this week's stories. Owning a home is the American dream. Unfortunately, many think it's a dream that is out of their reach. In tonight's Rebound Las Vegas, we're telling you about a new program aiming to make dreams come true for everyone.
Ultimately, we're here to help people become homeowners.
A new Las Vegas program called Make Homes Possible is offering free counseling to all locals. The service is sponsored by a team of organizations like Nevada Partners.
Our mission here at Nevada Partners is to create informed home buyers who can stay in their home and sustain their home.
The coalition was formed to address a significant gap in minority homeowners in the Valley, especially within the Black community.
Around the country, the Black homeownership gap is wide. If you're Black, you're twice as unlikely to own your home compared to if you're white. And that gap is even deeper here in Las Vegas.
The tech-based real estate company Homey is one of the sponsors and says the program hopes to help 25,000 Black families get on the path to home ownership in Southern Nevada.
We're focusing specifically on Black families because they've been left out of the equation for so many generations, but all of the resources are available for everyone.
The problem is ultimately many interested home buyers don't know where to start. This service provides the pre-purchase education so many people need. That includes reviewing any debt, repairing credit, and determining what you can afford. The program also goes over home inspections, appraisals, and can even provide down payment assistance. While the service is completely free, it will cost you some time. On average, counseling takes about 3 to 6 months.
There is going to be times where people get disappointed or, feel like there's no way out or they're never going to become a homeowner, but it is possible.
And Make Homes Possible counseling is available in person or virtually. We have more information on our website. Just go to ktnv.com/rebound.
Culinary unions are facing off over legislation aimed at getting hospitality workers their jobs back. Union members have been pushing for the right to return since the Strip went dark last month.
13 Action News reporter Sean Delancey joins us live from union headquarters with more on the battle for thousands of laid-off workers. Sean?
Yeah, Colleen and Dave, every worker who's sitting at home right now, instead of working their old jobs at the massive Strip properties, would be affected, potentially helped by this bill. Business groups are calling foul, however, putting legislators in the crosshairs.
The right to return, a topic that sent the powerful culinary union marching in the streets for months, is in a bill before the Nevada legislature. Senate Majority Leader Nicole Cannizzaro is championing the legislation.
It is the understatement perhaps of the year to say that this pandemic sent shockwaves throughout all facets of our society.
She says hospitality workers have been hit the hardest. At one point, culinary union members lost 96% of their jobs. Half are still out of work.
We have to make sure that our workers, who have shouldered so much of the fallout from this pandemic, are not left behind.
The bill would force any major casino, hotel, stadium, or travel-related business to offer any employee laid off due to the pandemic their job back before they could offer it to anyone else. Unite Here is the national union over the culinary union. President Dee Taylor says that this would prevent hotel and casino operators from hiring young, untrained workers over veteran staff, essentially using the pandemic to shed expensive employees.
No one who's dedicated their lives and years to service these companies should be treated like an old pair of shoes and thrown out.
Republicans on the City Committee on Commerce and Labor raised their concerns about the bill. Senator Keith Pickard said it could open the state's lifeblood businesses up to frivolous lawsuits, and Minority Leader Jim Settlemeyer said it could slow recovery.
I'm very concerned that this will put yet more onerous regulations and rules onto an industry that's already hurting and struggling to survive from a government-imposed economic crisis.
Republicans were joined in opposition by chambers of commerce from Henderson and Vegas to Reno and Sparks.
This bill did not make it out of its original committee by Saturday's deadline, so by rule, it should be dead. Democrats gave it a waiver, however, meaning that the battle continues. A second hearing on it has not yet been scheduled. Sean Delancey, 13 Action News.
Hi, my name is Bree Austin Roberts.
Your credit score, that little number with big implications. Bree Austin Roberts, a credit expert and founder of Lakeshore Credit Management and Repair Services in Holland, didn't always have the best relationship with hers.
I was never always a credit expert. It was trial and error.
A few years ago, Bree and her family were evicted from their apartment, and while searching for a house and facing homelessness, she noticed her credit score was the main thing making it so difficult.
The credit became a problem. It always boiled back down to the credit.
So Bree clawed back, buckling down on finances and calling creditors to see if her reports were even accurate.
Like 80% of people in the United States have something that's inaccurate on their credit reports.
Now Bree has a thriving score and says if she can do it, you can do it too. You need a positive score to rent or own property, apply for a credit card, or even get a job in some fields. So Bree says make sure your current score is right. Start by calling your creditors like she did.
Directly related to the pandemic, a lot of lenders are being very lenient.
And maybe willing to move payment deadlines. Next, ask yourself this.
What kind of accounts do you have? How old are your accounts? How much credit are you, applying for? How many inquiries are you, getting within a 12-month period? You really shouldn't get more than 2.
Because it's really more about your credit profile than your credit score. Bree says, remember, not all debt is detrimental.
Having something report is positive, but it's the amount that reports that shows, your credit worthiness.
So be smart about how often you use your card and for what. Bree says a lot of other places will tell you to keep it below 30% of your limit. She thinks that's too high.
When you're in the building process, you want to keep it 10% or below. If you're planning on making a major purchase in like 30 to 60 days, you probably want to keep your credit card balances between 1 and 3%.
Bree also has her undergrad degree from GVSU in psychology and is a practicing social worker in addition to her business, so she knows.
Financial stress can be directly related to depression and anxiety.
And we didn't need any more of it this year. But Bree says don't let your credit get the best of you. Just build good habits and keep them. She knows it's what worked for her.
I have been there before, and it doesn't take much to end up right back there again if you're not budgeting well, if you're not being credit conscious.
Get the best of the Rebound Las Vegas on your time. Download the KTMV 13 Action News app on your Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire TV streaming device. And catch brand new episodes of The Rebound every weekend. Visit ktnv.com/apps for more information.
I'm Kalina Estrinos, and here are some jobs available now.
Puma North America Inc. is hiring a retail sales associate, must have 1 to 2 years of experience in a customer service environment, and must have a flexible schedule. And Western Alliance Bank is hiring a team leader. A bachelor's degree is required, and 12 years of experience in lending, deposit sales, or credit administration is preferred. If you're looking for a job or you have a job available, please visit ktmv.com/rebound and submit your job there.
Welcome back to the Rebound Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories that you're watching today, visit our website, ktnv.com/rebound.
When Shauna Swanson first walked into this massive bakery,
so when I came here, I was at the worst.
Times were tough.
I never in my life thought I would be faced with that decision of letting my children go because I couldn't find employment and I couldn't take care of them. So it was hard. I was told no so many times.
Until finally, 4 years ago, Greystone Bakery said yes in a surprising way.
I came in and I was expecting to sign an application, fill it out, and they were like, there's no application.
It's called open hiring, a process used at Greystone Bakery ever since their founder, Bernie Glassman, started the company 40 years ago.
And Bernie felt that the one way you could give some folks hope and opportunity was to give them a job, and do that through the dignity of work. And he would literally pull people off the streets.
Joseph Kenner is president and CEO of the bakery, which provides baked goods to Whole Foods and brownies for Ben & Jerry's ice cream, among others.
It's hard work, and I don't want to downplay that, but it's an opportunity for folks, and particularly with the folks with barriers to employment.
The for-profit bakery also runs a nonprofit foundation that works with other businesses to tailor open hiring to their needs. They partnered with Pittsburgh-based Giant Eagle Supermarkets, with stores in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, and Maryland, as well as the Body Shop's distribution center in North Carolina. That success prompted the Body Shop to use open hiring at their retail stores all across the country.
And not only do we hire them, we also teach them the soft skills That allows them to know how to behave in the workplace.
But it's more than just hiring. At Greystone Bakery, a social worker from a local mental health provider is on hand at all times.
And they provide services to our employees.
The turnover rate in all this, about 26%.
We know from that traditional approach, those folks don't always work out either.
But for the employees that stay, Greystone Bakery finds one thing, not always measured in dollars and cents: loyalty.
Employees want to stay with a company that's invested in them and given them the opportunity.
For Shauna Swanson, that opportunity started by working on the line and eventually working her way up to lead operator.
And they gave me that chance that I needed, and I'm able to be with my family because they said yes.
A literal sweet smell of success. In Yonkers, New York, I'm Maya Rodriguez.
Because cancer is a stigma and mental health issues are stigmatized, the combination is just deadly, and we don't talk about it enough.
Cynthia Hayes is a cancer survivor and now a patient advocate. She says a person's mental health is almost instantly impacted after receiving a cancer diagnosis.
Cancer is a psychological diagnosis too. It drives our emotions in ways that we cannot imagine beforehand. And so it is perfectly normal to feel depressed. It is perfectly normal to be anxious, to be angry, to be confused.
And when you have cancer, there are real physical changes happening inside the body, which involve cytokines that allows the immune system to communicate. But the cytokines get out of balance as you go through treatment. And even though you think you should be positive and hopeful, you physically can't be.
Our bodies are telling us something else. They're telling us, climb back into bed. You are sick. You need to get better. And that's part of what makes the psychological experience so challenging, is that the external environment is telling us one thing and the internal environment is telling us something entirely different.
As for the caregivers, Hayes says it's important to listen and be supportive without judgment.
The challenge is to help the patient feel what they're feeling and really recognize what they're feeling. And then as the caregivers say, I understand why you're feeling that way, and I'm here for you.
And for the cancer patient, Hayes warns, don't withhold your fears and worries from your loved ones, as it creates distance and can destroy intimate relationships.
I always encourage the patients I work with to share. Just tell people what you're thinking and feeling, because they can't understand it.
I'm Kalina Estrinos, and here are some jobs available now.
Coach Inc. is hiring a store leader. Duties include hiring and training the sales team. Must have 3 years of management experience in luxury goods. And One Nevada Credit Union is hiring a financial services representative. Must review and complete all documents for new products and services, as well as existing accounts. If you're looking for a job or you have a job available, please visit ktnv.com/rebound and submit your job there.
Welcome back to the Rebound Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories that you're watching today, visit our website, ktnv.com/rebound.
A Henderson woman is making it her mission to help seniors during the pandemic. She's teaming up with her mom and getting folks in shape.
13 Action News anchor Trisha Keene shows you how she's reaching thousands of retirees.
And rest. Good work. Wow. All right, now you get to sit down.
All right.
Feeling it?
Personal trainer April Hattori specializes in senior fitness. Before the pandemic, she was working with clients at a local gym. But when gyms were forced to close, April moved online.
When I had this idea to create videos, I looked over and I was like, wow, you need to work out, Mom, too. So you want to do the videos with me? And she thankfully said yes.
April created the YouTube channel Yes to Next, providing at-home exercise routines for seniors and those with limited mobility.
April has designed these movements to be simple enough, but yet challenging. It gets your muscles going.
April's mom says some workouts are tougher than others.
Just do this. If I go too fast, my whole body's moving.
Our goal is to meet people where they are. If you're at a very low level, that's fine. You just, you can't do a 10-minute video, that's fine. But we've got videos from 5 minutes to 40 minutes.
The 10-minute one was a favorite because it was perfect for me. 10 minutes is good.
In the last year, they've created more than 50 workout videos. To their surprise, it's been a hit. Thousands are watching with their own parents and grandparents.
I never expected the feedback that we're getting from it.
I was amazed. I mean, my goal with this was, if I can help one senior, I'm done. And to see the response that we received with our videos has just been incredible.
Their most popular video has more than 1 million views. Along with the great workout routines, it's clear what attracts so many people is the interaction between these two.
That went faster than you thought, didn't it?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
Plus, special guest appearances from their cat, Mochi.
Nice, boy. Good job.
In the end, April says the videos have been far more rewarding for her and her mom than they ever expected.
It's interesting, we're helping seniors stay fit and active, but at the same time, we're being invited into their homes. And what we're hearing is that, oh, you know, we really appreciate your friendship and companionship, especially during the pandemic.
For 13 Action News, I'm Trisha Keene.
Great idea. April's workout videos are absolutely free. We have more information on Yes to Next on our website. Just go to ktnv.com/rebound.
At least 1 million Americans will be in imminent danger of foreclosure by October, and by December that number could rise to more than 2 million, according to the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau.
This is sort of an unprecedented situation.
Mark McCardle is with the government agency created after the 2008 housing crisis, and the agency charged with preventing another housing crisis this year.
So a lot of this depends on income and whether folks get their incomes back, and if they do, there are a lot of interesting good tools out there that can help them.
The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau issued a warning this month to banks to start working with homeowners to prevent foreclosures. It suggests staffing up and addressing language access before millions of mortgages come off forbearance at the same time. Start contacting borrowers before the foreclosure period ends. And give borrowers options. The CFPB has reduced the paperwork and streamlined the process for loan modification to make this option easier for banks and borrowers.
We want servicers to know that we are paying close attention. You know, this is our number one priority, to make sure mortgage servicers treat borrowers fairly, that they evaluate them for all options, that they use all the tools at their disposal.
To ensure that, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau is also proposing a rule to stop banks from filing any foreclosures until the end of the year. After a brief public comment period, it's expected to be approved by the end of summer, and banks could face hefty fines if they do not comply.
The jury's out on how effective the enforcement action will be, but it's certainly better than just sitting on the government's hands and doing nothing to try to protect consumers.
Patricia McCoy is a law professor at Boston College Law School and was the first head of the CFPB's Mortgage Markets Unit. She recommends homeowners protect themselves further by proactively reaching out to their mortgage servicers, or at least picking up the call when they make the required effort to reach out to you.
When you talk to them, tell them, I want to be evaluated for a loan modification.
Document all contact with the servicer, getting the name of each person you speak to.
Last piece of advice. There are free housing counselors in every state. They can help you. They can be your counselor through this process.
The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau has a Find a Housing Counselor tool on its website. You simply put in your zip code and will be given the information on a free housing counselor near you. I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
Welcome back to the Rebound Las Vegas. For more details on any of the stories that you're watching today, visit our website, ktnv.com/rebound.
The new Circa Resort and Casino is hiring for multiple positions. They are excited to get people out here. All the applicants are dressed to impress, just hoping to get back to work after this hard year.
So what makes you a good candidate for the position that you are applying for?
Tons of people showed up to Circa's first ever drive-through event, looking for a fresh start.
Like this last year's been really hard. It's the most I have not worked, so I'm just excited to get back to working.
This event was looking to hire housekeepers, porters, security guards, and more.
We had such an amazing turnout. People came, they were excited, they were ready to go to work, and our managers and supervisors were ready to interview them on the spot.
In a world where everything has turned virtual, they want to get to know the whole person.
When you come down for our next event, have a resume available. You know, a piece of paper is a piece of paper, but we want to see what's who you are behind that resume.
And if you weren't able to make it out today, don't worry. They are having another hiring event on the 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. They encourage applicants to apply online first to make the process go smoother. Reporting at Circa, I'm Brigade 13 Action News.
Well, imagine fighting Amazon and big box stores for business while also competing with devices for a customer's attention. Well, tonight we're up in Las Vegas, where we're speaking with a local bookseller determined to make it to the next chapter and turn the page to a better year.
We got history, military history, self-help. I mean, we just run a wide gamut of books here.
You name it, and Dragon Castle Books on North Rainbow in Cheyenne has it.
We carry manga, which has become extremely popular, and comic books. There's not another used bookstore that carries comic books, used comic books, and our role-playing guidebooks, our RPGs.
It's clear store owner Carlos Spellman loves what she does, and you have to. She says running a used bookstore 7 days a week takes an awful lot of dedication and hard work, and you never really have any day off. Then there's the whole matter of dealing with the pandemic.
It was really rough and scary, and then when we had to close for 2 months, I was just really starting to panic about how am I going to pay the rent.
So to keep the business going even with the doors closed, well, Carla says she got books to her readers any way she possibly could. She started shipping book orders, delivering to customers at home or right in the parking lot. Carla says, though, it was all worth it.
We've gotten a lot of people who are reading, a lot more people are reading, so business has really kind of picked up for us.
But when you're living the dream, you're willing to fight against all odds.
This has been a dream of mine since I was a kid. I have always loved books, and I've always wanted to own my own bookstore.
But more than that, Carla says it's really about the next generation, putting thoughts and ideas and new worlds right into the hands of young minds.
Books are important, especially, starting with young age. And we see a lot of young kids coming in here, which is fantastic. And it helps so much with schooling. If you like to read, it makes school so much easier. I believe that.
Yeah, and she has dedicated her life to that point. Now, we do have more information about Dragon Books. It's on our website. Just go to ktnv.com/open.
Thanks for watching the Rebound Las Vegas on your favorite streaming device. If you missed any part of this week's program, just hit the back button on your remote and scroll down until you see the Rebound, and you'll find every segment we aired in this episode. Stay tuned for more 13 Action News after the break. And check us out anytime here on KTNV Streaming, Las Vegas News on your time.